Just a quick one before we dive in. I've just opened up 2 brand new ways to work with me. If you're an established beauty professional who's ready to increase your revenue, either in your clinic or by moving into the online mentoring and educational space, you can join me for a 2-month container where we build and validate your first online offer or your next big move. Or if you're ready to go all in, there is a 7-month private mentorship where we build, launch and scale your new revenue stream together. If you're not sure which one's right for you, I'm offering a handful of free business clarity calls, quick and powerful to map out your fastest path and to see which container fits best. Just DM me the word revenue on Instagram or check the link in the show notes and email me. Let's get into the episode.
Welcome to the Beauty Build podcast with me, Zara King. As a coach for beauty pros, it is my mission to help you earn more, work less, and create an unstoppable mindset. This is the show where we explore all of that. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your beauty business, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and join us on the journey. And for more, get yourself inside my private community, The Beauty Build on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. It is all about consistency in your social media, because this is one of the things that I get a lot of beauty professionals come to me and say they're struggling with this and they need help with this, and it's just like everybody's bugbear. And I think that because everybody talks about being consistent and how consistency is the aim of the game, and that's, how you get results. You get results over time and you have to be consistent. I think everybody kind of like gets a little bit fussy with it and they get overwhelmed with it. So they're in my DMs and they're asking me about it all the time. How can I be consistent? I don't know what to do on social media. It's either literally I don't know what to do on social media, or I don't know how to be, consistent and keep up with things. I don't think I'm doing enough. And that's the thing as well, because a lot of people, they don't think they're doing enough because they're looking at everybody else. So I really want to get into that type of thing today and just have a chat about that topic, because it's one of the struggles and I really don't want it to keep getting people down. I just want you to do you. You do you. So let's just think about it, right? If you've got a beauty business and you need an online presence, fantastic. Now, consistency on social media is completely individual to you, because your business is completely individual. It's not going to be the same as mine. It's not going to be the same as anybody else's. And if you think about what you really need to focus on in your business, those are the things that bring you in an income. So yes, your online presence is one of those that keeps up the awareness levels of your business and connects with the clients and brings them in. So that's an important part of the puzzle. So let's think about it in a way that it's like it's an income producing activity that we're doing. Not just, it's just social media and I just have to show up every day. If you look at things in a way where you're like, I've got to do this, it's a chore and I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but I know I have to do it, right? Then it's not really enticing to want to do it, is it? It's not really like, oh, this is going to be fun today. I'm going to enjoy what I'm putting out here today. I think it is hard, and especially as well when you get thrown off track with things because something happens in life. And say, for example, I don't know, something happens in your personal life and you take a day off or you take a couple of days off and then you're like, oh, now I've got to get back into it. And that is one of the hardest parts with keeping consistent with your social media, is all of a sudden taking, you need a week off because you've been super, super consistent. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm feeling it now and I'm a bit burnt out and I'm out of ideas and I don't know what to post. And I'm going to take a day or a few days or a week off. Now, that's a problem. That is hard. And, the reason it's hard is because what most people do when they're doing that is they're putting out so much content and they're actually burning themselves out. So they've got social media burnout because they've been trying to be really consistent, like daily. They've been trying to be on the stories every day and then in the grid every day on Instagram, or they've been trying to post their business page on Facebook and then their personal profile and things like that, or sharing into groups. They've been trying to do everything like everywhere, or maybe they're trying to do things on more than one platform. And I just think then you get thrown off track and then it's even harder to get back on. And I always say that if you can keep that wheel going, if you just keep the momentum going, it doesn't matter what pace it's going at, but you can slow it down and you can ramp it up, but don't stop. Like if you look at things like it's an income producing activity that I'm doing and you have a plan in place as to what you're doing, and you make sure you don't bite off more than you can chew, then there's no reason that wheel needs to stop. That's the goal. That's the aim of the game for me. Like, that's what I want to get to, is so that the baseline that I have is consistent, and that's what I can be consistent with. What I know is the important part, and what I know works. Right? Yeah, there's going to be times where I ramp it up, and then there's going to be times I ramp it down. But do I ever stop? Probably not. And that's the thing. And don't get me wrong, I have in the past. I've been there in the past. But what I'm saying is, I think I've been most comfortable, and through experience of helping other beauty pros, they've been more comfortable as well, when you don't stop, but you slow down and you just let things sort of like keep going at the baseline. And this is what I think is the best way of doing it, and remaining consistent in your marketing on social media. And another thing is that, like, when people are focusing too much on the likes, the follows, the, putting something out there on social media and going, oh, I didn't get what I wanted from that, what's the point? Then you're just too focused on the outcome. You're focusing on A, the vanity metrics, and B, the outcome, like the sales, the what's coming in from it, and everyone else, what are they giving you? Now, that's just the wrong way of thinking about it. And I think in my years in the beauty industry, what I realised was that the more I led with value, the more consistent I could be, because do you know what? I enjoyed it. The more I led with value, and the more I actually disassociated myself with any outcomes whatsoever, the more I enjoyed what I was doing. And then, funnily enough, the results would come. So the results would come because I wasn't bothered about the outcome. And I was in a good energy when I was putting things out there on social media, and therefore I was being consistent, and it was keeping my drive going, and I didn't worry about the outcome. But then the results came, And it's just funny because I think, we all get into our social media ruts, and we can all say, I've tried this, I've tried that, but have you really tried it? Have you really tried it and showed up on social media with a consistent marketing strategy for social media, and disassociated yourself from the outcomes, fully led with value, and continuously tried things and kept tweaking and repeating? Have you done that? Because the majority of the people that I speak to, the answer is no, they haven't done that. What they've done is they've tried something once, they realised that they didn't get enough likes or comments or whatever, or, and they didn't get anyone booking in, and so they didn't try it again. Or they changed it up and they thought they had to keep changing it entirely. I don't mean like just tweaking a few things. I mean they've completely gone, right, I'm not going to do that again, I'm going to try this. So instead of posting about this offer, I'm going to change it up to this or whatever. And they don't stay the course, and they don't persist and be consistent. And we all know deep down that in life and in business, results come over time and consistency is key. Why are we self-sabotaging ourselves like this? I tell you why. It's because of social media and the implications of actually following so many other people, looking at what so many other people are doing, and having this fear and having this competition thing. That's what it is. We're scared that somebody else is, going to do better than us. We're scared that we're going to look stupid, or we're scared that someone's going to say something, or we're scared of whatever. It's all these fears. And those in themselves need to be worked on through your mindset and everything else. But let me just tell you, do not compare yourself. Stop comparing yourself to anybody else, because you are in your own race. Your business is completely different to anyone else's down the road. You're completely unique. You're not going to be the same as anyone else. And therefore, what you're putting out isn't going to be the same as anyone else. You don't want it to be the same as anyone else. And you'll never, ever, ever know what's going on behind closed doors in someone else's business. So please stop looking at their Instagram or their Facebook as their success. You have no idea. Somebody with 15,000, 25,000 followers or whatever on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, they may be like still working month to month and not making a lot of money, right? I've seen it. I've helped women in my coaching program that are in that position. And then there's somebody that used to be like me, where my beauty Instagram had about 500 followers, or not even that, I think. And I shut it down. I shouldn't have, to be honest. I did start another beauty one, but when you're not doing that business, you kind of think, oh, I'll get rid of it. But the thing is, I was fully booked. I didn't have all the followers in the world. That wasn't my priority. My priority was the needle moving activity, the income producing activity. And that is what I did in my business, and I made money. And that was the best thing for me at that time of my life. So it's all relevant to who you are, where you're at, what you want your business to look like, what you want your life to look like, what the goals are, and all of those kinds of things. So before you get stuck in this consistency problem and people telling me, I can't be consistent on social media, I don't know what to put out there on social media, have a look at, like, what the heck is the goal anyway? What is your goal? What are you up to? Where's your business going? What does your life look like? What do you want in the next year or two? What is this goal? Please get crystal clear on what your blinking goals are. Because I ask the question and so many people don't know the answer. And it baffles me. Once you know what the goal is, you need to connect it to your purpose. You need to connect it to your why. Otherwise, what's going to happen when it feels hard? When social media feels hard, which is all the time, let's be honest. What's going to keep you on track to remembering this is why I'm doing this, this is what I want, this is aligning to my life and who I am and what I want to put out into the world. This aligns to me and my clients, right? What is the goal, the purpose and the why and everything? How do you connect it all and make it feel good for you? Because that is what's going to help you when it does feel hard, or when all of a sudden something pops up and you do fall into that, comparison mode again. That's what's going to get you out of bed in the morning and go, yes, let's do this today. I want to work on my business today. I don't want to be attached to the outcomes. I just want to give value. I want to lead and deliver exactly how I feel. I want to get it out there and connect with my audience and my clients and potential clients and have a great time doing it and get paid really well doing it, right? What's going to keep you going when it feels hard? So please connect it to the why, and then think about, right, consistency. Do we really need to go full throttle? Can we really go full throttle? The thing is, people do this, right? I've done it myself. You try to be consistent because you know that on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you need to post every single day. It's a fact. You need to post every single day. You've got to show up, right? You do. And so, but the thing is, it doesn't mean it has to be a full-on post on your page or on your grid. It doesn't. You can show up in your stories. You can do things that are easier. Now, other people think they got to post 4 times a day because you see the most successful people online posting 4 times a day. Now, that's a thing too. That's a fact as well. They do that and they get success. Why? Because obviously these apps want us to spend more time on these apps. That is the aim of their business. They need more users on for longer. So the people that are keeping people on there for longer, they're going to be rewarded. Their content's going to be pushed a bit further. They're going to be coming up in explore pages. They're going to be, suggested. All of these things. Okay, cool. Is that really the capacity that you want to work at? Are you able to put out 4 posts a day? Are you able to put out 1 post a day? Because even doing that, I've done it before and that is difficult. 1 post a day, it's hard, especially if you're doing video content, right? So where is your consistency able to thrive? That is my question to you. Where are you, at what level are you going to be happy at to be able to go, right, that is my commitment to my marketing consistency on social media, right? Where can I commit? Where am I at right now in my life? And if that is 3 times a week, good on you. Okay. If that's 4 times a week, fantastic. 5 times, whatever. Now, obviously there's other ways you need to be showing up, but I'm talking about the consistent pattern of posting and things like that, right? If that's only that amount of time, great. Okay. You figure it out. You figure out where you can be consistent with the capacity that you currently have without reaching the point of feeling crap and getting burnt out about it. And you stick to that. Figure out what that baseline is. And when you do it in small steps, right, there's no point going, okay, I think I could commit to 3 or 4 posts a week. And at the moment you're only doing 0 and you go, no, I'm going to do it all starting tomorrow. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that just because you need to be consistent on social media. Don't do that. Build up to it. What is the point? Take small steps so that you can celebrate the small wins along the way, as I always say, and build up to it. You don't want to throw yourself in at the deep end and fail. That's how you set yourself up to fail. And that's how you set yourself up to stop. And that wheel's not going to keep on moving. So give yourself small incremental changes to how you're going to remain consistent and set that kind of baseline that I talk about. And another thing that is going to help with things like this and staying consistent on social media is your scheduling process, right? I used to schedule with my beauty business once a month. And I know some people might think, blimey, you did so much in one sitting. And it was like, yeah, but do you know what? I was fully booked. So for me, I was like, I'll just quickly schedule all of this out, give it all the value, show everyone what's going on this month. And I always used to plan in advance, so I knew what promotions or offers, or I knew what was going on basically in my business, and I would schedule for the month. Then I took on somebody to do it for me. But that's the level that you can get to if you are clever and if you are savvy with how you remain consistent in the beginning. And stop beating yourself up, and stop self-sabotaging, and stop comparing, and stop all the rubbish that comes along with it, and just see it as a task that you have to do because it's an income-producing activity for your business. See it as that, treat it as that, break it down, and get a blinking plan in place that you can follow. See it like that and enjoy it. Remove the outcomes and just crack on and enjoy yourself. Okay. What I do want to say as well, I do make myself laugh because of the way I go, sometimes, and I'm getting into it. It's my energy, okay? And I just want to touch on that because when I'm doing these podcasts, I sit here and I do this in one sitting, I crack on, and, I rarely edit my funny words or my little moments of, sort of art. And the thing is, my energy is good. I sit here and I'm ready to do a podcast and get into it. Even when I'm doing live trainings or when I'm coaching somebody, I work my energy up. I get excited. I'm like, this is what I'm doing today. And the thing is, that's what you should be doing as well when you schedule your content, because energy is everything. So when you feel like posting, you can post, but if you're doing things like scheduling, then the energy might not be there. So you need to work up to, what am I doing? What am I putting out? You need to really boost yourself and give you this kind of energy so that you're in a great vibe when you're putting out that energy and scheduling it in on Facebook or on Instagram, wherever it is you're doing it. Or even if you're just preparing posts and storing them in drafts or anything, get yourself in a good energy because it really does help. And what you put out is what you get back. So you want to be doing your content and your work on social media in a really good energy. So you can show up, and what's the word? It's quality, isn't it? You want to be able to put out quality content. I say this over and over again with my one-to-one clients. It is quality over quantity. I am not here to say, don't post 4 times a day, but if they're not quality pieces, then why are you doing it? If they're not quality pieces of copywriting alongside that video or that image or whatever, why are you doing it? If it doesn't resonate with your ideal client and that's your goal, if it doesn't align to the end goal, why are you doing it? That's what I mean about quality over quantity. It has to align to the end goal. It has to have that quality attached to it. So if it does, then great, crack on and do what you're doing. But really and truly, I think when it comes to this, as long as you go onto social media and you are making your life easier, like I've gone on about today, as long as you can do that, you're going to be in a great place. The other thing that makes it easier is sticking to your core values, sticking to your message. What is your brand message? What is the thing that you want to put out there into the world? What is your mission? What is it that you want your ideal clients to know, or your USPs and your values and everything else? Because when you stick to things like that, it is going to make it a hell of a lot easier for you. So I don't want you to forget that either, because too often what we're doing is we're looking at other people and what they're posting. We're thinking, I'll try that. I'll try that. And you're keeping up with all the trends on social media. That trend on social media might be trending in a different industry, whatever. It's, it may not be something that is going to attract your ideal clients. So really think about things like, how am I putting my content out into the world? Yeah, follow a couple of trending audios or follow a couple of, trending whatever if you really want. But is it resonating with your ideal client? That's the main thing. If you want more bums on seats, if you want to earn more money, all right. If your goal is different, then does it align with that goal? Okay. Stop going out there thinking she's done this, he's done that. I'm going to go out there and try that today. Stick to your values, stick to your core message, and repetition. Repetition is key. Why not build up your know, like, and trust? Why not allow people to be able to stop that scroll because it's similar to what you did before and they know it's you and it looks like you and it's branded? Why not be that person that's known for a certain thing? Why not? That is the whole key here. You really do want that in your business. So why not? Why not be repetitive? Why not stick to those things? Why not stick to your pillars? Why not make it easier for yourself? Overall, that is definitely going to create more brand awareness for you. 100%. So if you can do that, you make it easy for yourself and it's helping your business. So yeah, stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself. And I think to finish up, all I really want to tell you all is that social media, okay, you've got to be consistent. We know that. I've given you some ideas here on how to make it easier for yourself and how to be consistent. And I just want you to think, right, it can take some time. Be prepared. It can take a while. It can take a long time to grow a business. It can take a long time to build a following. It can take, a long time to get comfortable putting things out there on social media. And guess what? You're going to get better at it. You're going to get better and better and better. And you're going to get more efficient with it as well. You're going to be able to schedule quicker. You're going to be able to create content quicker. You're going to be able to stay, in the game. You're going to be able to keep going and going and going. And you just got to have a little bit of patience, okay? Because you're not going to get the results straight away, or you might. And if you do, fantastic. But you may not. And generally speaking, you probably won't. So don't be hard on yourself if you don't get the results from one thing. What are you going to do? Have a look at it, tweak it, repeat it, do it again. Okay, don't give up just because you don't get the results that you want from the first thing, from the first try. Don't do that. Keep going, stay consistent, stay in your own lane, and be kind to yourself, because at the end of the day, I say it and I say it all the time, you are either going to grow or you're going to win, right? That is what we do in this business. We don't fail if we keep going. And that is what consistency is all about. Keep going. Don't stop. I'll leave you there. See you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights that will help you in your beauty business and life. If you did, please take a screenshot and tag me in your stories. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials. The links are always in the descriptions. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you more and more great content. Until next time, keep building that business.